If you're spending your holiday alone or without your children, you will know when it's time for you. I don't want to ever rush you to do something before you're ready. I think there's nothing wrong with coaxing yourself into getting back out there, if you will, creating new memories at the old places, not to erase or ignore, dishonor the memories that you do have with your kids. Those memories will always be there, but so that you can make a new reference point for your life moving forward, so that not everything is reminding you of the things that you don't have, so that you can start living in the present and looking towards the future and experiencing joy even during your grief. For me, it's been a while, right? And it's something that I have to fight still to this day. I would rather not face, the reality of going where the kids are on Christmas. But I also know that going and doing that thing is going to be the best thing for me. You just decide what's good for you, but you are probably going to, the first few times, your brain is going to want to hold you back. It'll tell you that, like, no, we don't want to go do that because it's going to bring up all the emotions again. And what happens if you're there and you burst down into tears? It'll come up with all the what if, like, dun 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 things. But it's okay. Just keep reminding your brain too that it's okay. Everybody cries. Everybody cries. And guaranteed anybody over the age of, I don't know, 30 probably has grieved some loss. And around the holidays, nobody's going to not understand you. That's what I'm saying. You're human. And whether or not you disclose what's going on with you to whoever you might be with is up to you. But encouraging yourself to go into those old places, those old scenarios, and creating new memories, I think is a really helpful, healthy way to approach your today and your future. And like I said, only you will know when that right time is. It wasn't right for me for some time. And then I think it was right for me, but I avoided it? So it really just depends for you. The sooner that you do it, the better off you will feel for doing it. Another way that you can get through the holidays while acknowledging your grief is to externalize your loss. Sharing a favorite story with somebody, or writing a blog or a journal entry, calling somebody who you know will listen and delight with you about your kiddo and the memory. Tell the stories. Remember when the other day I went back to Facebook looking for all the photos of one year I took my daughter to New York City to go see Radio City Music Hall, the Rockettes. And we went and saw a show on Broadway. And then we saw the Macy Day Parade. It was the first time she ever saw snow. Snow fell on the night that we got there, maybe the night afterwards. And I have pictures of her catching and eating snow. And I was looking for those pictures on Facebook, telling those stories, retelling those stories, and keeping those memories alive. I have another way that I'm going to do this year, and probably a little late to the game, but that's okay because this will serve me and serve us for years to come. And that is, okay, so you remember, like, I don't know if you've been listening to the episodes, you remember one that I put out maybe a couple months ago about how I have lost the most important things to me. All of the most important things, material things, have somehow floated out of my life in one way or another. Whether that's me sabotaging or whether that's just like some sort of lesson, I don't know. It's actually crazy, the significance of the things that I have lost. It's insane. But anyway, whenever I left Texas to come back down to Florida, there were a few boxes up in the attic that I didn't even see. Must have not seen them. They happened to be my Christmas ornaments that I collected from when my daughter was her first Christmas. She was 6 months old, all the way up until I left there. All of the Christmas ornaments, all of the things that she made around Christmas time to put on the tree, all gone. To this day, even telling this, my stomach goes in knots. I lost all of those amazing memories. And I say I lost all those memories. I didn't really lose the memories. I still have the memories. Those things that went on the tree and around the house, they kept those memories alive. And it kills me to this day. One of my clients, we were talking earlier, and something that she said made me think, hey, what if, like, I had a friend of mine gave me one of those ornaments, like the ball ornaments, with her picture on that ornament, right? And said Scarlett's first Christmas, 2007. I decided, what if I just recreated that ornament? What if I just got the same picture and sent it away and got it remade? Even though I lost it, the original one's not there. Nobody's going to know. I'm really not going to care 2 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. Whenever she does come back into my world, she's not going to care when it was from, right? The memory is the memory. I'm just keeping them alive. And I don't know that prior years I would have been ready to do this, but I am this year. I thought from there, I was like, I could recreate that one, like make an ornament just like that for every year and put pictures of her from her second Christmas or third Christmas or fourth and what have you, at least for the times that I had her. I've got Christmases for that's nine of those ornaments, and then I can recreate some of the other ones too. So I thought, what a better way to sort of commemorate and honor her, honor us than to just recreate those memories. So if whenever you split up from your ex, maybe there are items that you did lose in the divorce or in the split. Some of those items maybe you really at one time really treasured and you've been missing them. Maybe just recreating those items for yourself to honor your child, honor y'all's relationship, and honor your future. You know, nobody's going to care in the end whether they were from the original that were, or whether actually to me, I almost feel like the recreation is even more special because it's so intentional. The reason I'm doing it is fully to honor her and to honor us. Anyway, it's an idea for you guys. If you feel like you're missing out on some of the memorabilia, if you will, of y'all's history together. So, in that, basically, in the externalizing your loss, maybe not making a shrine of them, but I mean, if you want, you could, but creating a tribute of some sort for them, for y'all. New decorations, make new memories about the old memories and making those feel good as opposed to looking at the old items. Like my client today was like, I'm not ready to go up and get the old baby shoes that she had. I don't know if she had them brassed or whatever, but she hung things on the tree. She wasn't ready to go up and get those and bring them down because she felt like that was just bringing the old memories back into her living space again. And I get that 100%. Sometimes it's so painful to open the old decorations and stuff. And that's why I think, well, why not dress it up? Like make it the new versions of it so that the energy feels right for you in today's world. You know, and there's no like bad juju or bad whatever energy on the old items because a lot of times we'll associate a good memory with the bad memory too. Like, oh, wasn't that so sweet? Oh, yeah. And then my ex, blah, 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 blah. There's that other story that comes in with it. You can manage your mind around that. But another option is just to create a whole new memory about the old memory where it's you have control of that story. You've got authority over that. Okay. So creating a tribute, lighting a candle. I know people usually think of that for like death. Other people relate that to being religious. I don't necessarily think that's so. You can make it what you want. I have a client that goes every year on each one of her daughter's birthdays. She goes to the beach, just spends time just herself. She honors them on that day. And on Mom's Day, she does the same thing. She just takes time for herself to go appreciate each one of her kiddos. You could go out to lunch. You could just go have a day or some moments saying a prayer even. Prayer doesn't always have to be a religious thing. You've heard me talk about in the Waves of Grief episode that I have conversations, full on conversations with my daughter because I believe that we're not as far apart as like our energies can still connect. That's what makes me happy to believe. And there's evidence to back that. I can have a conversation with her. Maybe she doesn't hear those exact words, but I do believe sending that energy her way, but feels good for me anyway. So I have conversations with her, especially when I'm in a griefy moment. I talk and I talk like she's here. Because I also believe this is another kind of, maybe for some of you far out, like time on not just this dimension is sort of cyclical and like it's all what's yesterday is today and what's today is also tomorrow and everything sort of melts together in other dimensions. And so I I just feel like the more that I communicate out into the ether, out into the universe when I'm thinking and feeling it and when it's on my heart, I just feel like it will be heard on some level. right? It may not be through her ears, into her mind, whatever, but I do believe that on an energetic level, it is heard. Making new traditions at old places. You can do things differently this year, try to create new traditions, honoring the old traditions and adding on and creating new. Not we're letting go of the old and now we're doing this, but maybe if that's not what you want, but like I used to do this and now I'm doing this, like an and, not but. It's just, and now I'm doing this, and we can honor that and still be doing this, and it all be okay if that's what you want.